Welcome back to the show now. More Dish. After weeks of build-up and anticipation, the world is finally going to see young, randy Minnesotans looking for love in the new season of the Netflix hit Love is Blind. 6 episodes dropped on Valentine's Day. Falen and I told our family to fend for themselves, and we binged all 6. The show was a hot topic on social media all weekend. People breaking down everything from the Minnesota accents to the backstories of people on the show. Now, we watched them all, so some hot takes here. Overall thought, now that we've digested this, we had Ben on the show Friday, sat right there. He's the alleged bad guy, the villain this season. But Fallon, as to tee you up here, we haven't seen this side of Ben yet in these first 6 episodes. We
haven't, no. I would actually say he was featured a lot less than I expected compared to some other like love triangles and stuff happening on the show.
Overall thought?
Overall thought, number one, I thought it made Minnesotans look really good. Like it made us look very educated, very wholesome and loving, and the accents were dramatically not noticeable. Other than like 1 or 2 people, I was like, please don't be super strong accents, and then people like lose like focus on the actual show and make fun of that or something annoying. And I thought it was really, I liked it.
Okay.
How did you feel, Jason? How did you feel?
I agree with 75% of what you just said.
Okay. Wait, does that mean they're on my side? Okay,
I am on your side.
Okay,
I am on your side.
Okay.
I noticed the accents probably a little more than you did.
Maybe, yeah.
I thought it was a little Dullsville. I thought I almost wanted to watch it on double time, but I couldn't figure out how to do that.
There were a couple of couples. The first couple that coupled up, fast forward.
Yeah,
they were too happy too quick. I needed a little more drama.
And we don't need, and Netflix, if you're watching, we don't need 6 episodes in the pod. We don't. That's really long. I like, fast forward. Okay, let's talk about the next dude. Mason. Now, that's him, everybody. He's a cinematographer. And I don't want to give any spoilers,
yes.
But let's just say he went to Vegas and he put his chips on the wrong numbers. Plural.
He was one of the 2 most featured guys because he and another guy were in love triangles, basically.
Yeah, I found him to be the most, out of all of them, the most attractive. I almost said something was a spoiler, but I was just like, darn it. I won't say why,
right.
But yeah. But I liked him. He was fine. He's like every guy that age. They all beat me up in high school. You know what I mean?
I was going to say, the one thing I kept seeing from people who don't live here is they thought every guy looked the same. So they couldn't tell them apart.
It was a little like, yeah. One more. We have Daniel. Okay, now this is who self-identified short king. He was a short king. Okay, this isn't spoiling anything a little bit, so just a warning. I don't want the emails today. This is just my hot take. When the doors opened on him and the woman he chose, I won't say who, I about wanted to tinkle because I was so uncomfortable because you could tell that the woman, the doors open and she was like this.
Well, I think he even said early on he was worried about that because he is shorter and he was hoping but 5'8" is not super short. But I mean, I get it. But I thought she was in heels. She wasn't like crazy taller than him. But I know a lot of women want the guy to be taller.
And I knew because they put so much, and this isn't me. I thought, he's an attractive guy. They put so much emphasis on it that I knew it was going to be an issue. And then when the doors opened and I saw her face and then her body language, for instance, when they started to separate, he's walking backwards. He goes, I just can't stop looking at you. And then she goes, well, then don't. Like she didn't reciprocate it like someone else did. She didn't say back to him, I can't stop looking at you either. She's like, well, then don't stop looking at me. I'm like, oh God, oh. And it was real, I don't know. Now look, a full disclosure, we're going to have Ben back on because I know even some people were not happy we had Ben on because Ben, let's just be blunt, has been accused of being a dirty, dirty dog. I now have questions for him. Now that I've watched the episodes, I have questions. He has offered to come back on the show once the show is done, and then I'll tear him apart. No, I'm just joking. No. He was very nice. He was.
The pods are always just like a little bit lamer because it's, more sappy, blah, blah, blah. I'm ready for when they get to interact and get booze because that's when the craziness comes out in the drama and they get to see the people they said no to. And like you see a lot of regret oftentimes because they're like, oh, that person's more attractive. I wish I would have picked them, which is completely against the point of the show. So,
yeah. Ben, if you're watching, I have my questions ready. It'll be an interesting interview. We told you last week.